Hello there, my name is John, and I'm going to be talking to you today about how to keep your fire alive, pertaining to fireplaces, but also concerning your relationship with God. And so, as you see here, I have the fireplace, ready to go. I cleaned it out. I had another fire wood set up the other day. I'm probably going to be showing you in post of the cleanup process and everything like that. And one of the things I was thinking about, when I was thinking about creating this video, and also pertaining to the cleaning of the fireplace, is sort of like preparing the foundation. Making sure all the debris are out. Pertaining to this, and also spiritually, making sure the foundation of your heart is clean, so that you can prepare for more wood to start burning, and all that process. And so I cleaned it out, and all the things that were no longer burnable, pertaining to so that we could be able to put in new things. Sometimes we go through life trying to hold on to dead things in our heart, and when in your heart you need to let it go because it's dead and gone. It can't burn anymore. It's not going to provide any heat to your soul or to your spirit anymore. And so it's sort of like, in order to bring in new wood, you need to let go of the old. And so today we're going to be bringing in some new wood, and I'm going to talk to you about that process, as well as some other spiritual processes. I was getting some downloads from the Holy Spirit concerning our talk today. And so I went to the local Stop and Shop. I got some wood, separating it here. It comes with all sorts of different sizes of wood. Usually it comes with a small wood. I also got a box of kindling. It's called Fat Wood Duraflame. It's funny. They're not fat. They're like skinny pieces. But anyway, so that's that. And so basically the way you're supposed to set it up is, you create a foundation, sort of like from big to small on there. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. This looks like it's going to burn pretty well. And also make sure the flute or flume is open. I forget how you say that exactly. Alright, so I'm going to put, the way this says, you need to put sort of like 2 or 3 in the base to start the fire. And so, sort of the basic things that you need to start a fire for a fireplace is a fuel source, oxygen, and heat. And so, fuel source is the wood, oxygen, we breathe, so we have oxygen. And also, the flume is allowing the smoke and everything to escape. And then the heat is sort of provided by these sticks on the bottom. It's going to sort of start the fire, and then we'll go from there. So let me get the lighter and light this thing. Another thing to keep in mind pertaining to starting a fire, as you see, it's sort of one of them turned off, and this one is still trying to go. It's pertaining to protecting your fire, but also it's like protecting your heart. You can't just let anything come in and try to disturb what God is having being done within you. And so this gate here, it protects your fire, and also it protects other people from coming in. So we're just going to cover it, and we'll probably work on this fire a little bit more. Alright, so it looks like we're getting it somewhere now. It's funny how sometimes it takes a little longer to start than others. So let me close this. So it looks like that's starting pretty nicely now. So in the same way that, you set the logs, you set the foundation, you cleaned it out, you put the fire starter in there, you set the fire. It's not a set it and forget it kind of scenario. You need to sort of tend it. The same with your relationship with God and marriage and friendships, everything like that. It's something where it needs work, it needs maintenance. You need to sort of make sure it's going, make sure that the fire is has proper oxygen, the foundation's good, and there's plenty of wood to keep the fire going and burning. And so, as you see here, it sort of spreads to the other logs and everything like that. And it's funny how certain passions that you may have. For me, it's art and photography, filmmaking, as well as music. When you're really passionate about something, it sort of spreads to other people and even to other areas in your life. And it's very interesting the way that God works in our lives, where He really wants us to be happy, and He created within us certain purposes and plans that were intentional. It wasn't a mistake. Some people may really enjoy working on cars versus other things, or if certain people prefer to cook for a living versus other things. And so that's your passion, and so that's your gift, and maybe even your calling. And so pertaining to your relationship with God and Jesus inside of your heart, keeping that fire alive for Him, it's something that you need maintenance with. You can't just say the sinner's prayer and then you're done. You need to find a good church, read the word, pray, even worship as often as you can. There are times when I'm on my way to a job or whatnot, where I'm just talking with God, worshiping, singing different songs on the radio or even on my phone, and just have that communication, have that communion with God, because that's something that He really wants. That's why He created us. There's a God-sized hole within our hearts, and He put it there so that we can be always desiring more, and that usually that more is Him. And so you can't fill a God-sized hole in your heart with anything else. Only God could fill that heart. And so as you continue to maintain your relationship with God and keep that fire alive for God within you, He'll continue to reveal to you the mysteries of the King and His kingdom, being God the Father. Let me get this fire going again. So you see, maintenance. It's not a set it and forget it. So that brings sort of like another thought to mind, is that for some people that have zero patience, this may be something that's very not interesting for them. But for me, I have a lot of patience, as you could imagine. Sometimes people don't have patience for God. Sometimes, instead of giving up, God is calling us to press in. I was listening to a sermon earlier today by Chris Williton. He was talking about that, about how when you're used to seeing the miraculous or seeing God move in a certain way often, it may cause you to feel hopeless, or cause you to give up when you don't see God move. And so that's when, for me, I recognize that's when I need to press in more, in my business, in my marriage, and my relationship with God. Right now I feel I'm in a new season, a new area where I need to rekindle certain areas in my life, or to sort of start a fire somewhere else that I feel God's calling me into. And so that's when you need to sort of press in to gain a better understanding on what that thing is that He wants you to do, or where He wants you to go, or who He needs you to speak to even. That's why I find it so fascinating concerning, not that I'm a power technic someone that's fascinated by fire, but in a way I am, because of how it takes over a situation. But it's a natural element that is very useful in many ways, but also destructive in the wrong way. And so it's good to know as much as you can about fire, in the same way in other areas in your life or your surroundings. It's sort of like, not that fire is an enemy, but it's in the same way, it's like you need to learn about it so that you won't be harmed by it, but also learn how to use it properly. So yeah, now that you see, the fire is burning, it took me a couple tries to sort of get it burning in different spots. I tried on the bottom, but it seemed like it was too far. So I put one in the middle, I put one over here in the side, and then I finally put one sort of top middle, and now it's burning a top log there. And so, it's persistence, getting the fire to start and then to continue to burn. It's the same way, in real life as it is in your relationship with God or in your marriage or friendships. You need to have consistency. It's not once it's on, hey, it'll be on forever. No, it's a process. I recently got the chimney serviced, and they gave me this how to safely enjoy your home fire. And in it talks a lot about, what to do, opening up the damper and the ingredients pertaining to tinder and kindling and fuel, the do's and do nots. But one of the things that really sort of, got me in a way was on the picture it shows, a father and their child, and about, how to safely enjoy your home fire. And so I think there are fire in our lives that they're good, they're healthy, they're doing a good thing in our lives. But then there are certain fires in our lives that we're feeding that we shouldn't be feeding it. Whether they're addictions, relationships, certain habits, or even TV shows that are causing destruction instead of enjoyment. And so I say that to say this, that in the same way we need to maintain a good fire to heat our home, as right now I'm feeling it's a bit hot. We need to make sure that there are certain fires in our lives that are not doing the wrong thing for us. And so let me end this before I catch on fire. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I just want to pray for you quick. So Heavenly Father, I just pray so that you could bless all those that are watching right now. Pray so that they can be able to understand the importance of fire in the natural realm and how it pertains to the spiritual realm in their hearts, and how they need to protect it, Lord God. I pray so that they could be able to see the fires in their heart and their lives that they need to put out, and so that they could maintain the fires that are beneficial for them and in their relationship with you, Lord God. Just pray so that you can bring peace into their lives where they need peace, and hope to be restored in their lives where they need hope. I pray in Jesus' precious name. Amen. Amen. God bless you guys. And remember, try to keep that fire alive for God. Till next time.